The Audi e-tron GT and RS e-tron GT launched in India. Extremely powerful electric vehicles, look very much like traditional sports cars. But that's the good part, right? I mean, some people find EVs boring. This brings that excitement back. Designed in such a way that the enthusiasts feel familiar to the vehicle, even though the technology behind them is absolutely new. And remember, EVs have great speed, that kind of speed, the torque that they can build normal traditional engines cannot. Interior match the same design language, two-screen with a whole lot of buttons like Audi always does. It's like a cockpit, airplane cockpit that you're inside. So range 500, 480 kilometers for the two. Both share the same Volkswagen platform as the Porsche Taycan. And like I spoke to you about speed, e-tron GT goes from 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds and the RS e-tron GT takes 3.3 seconds for the same, and all done in pure silence if you want it that way. Price 1.8 crores to 2.05 crores. But listen, watching the story is free. Let's watch it.
The Gadgets 360 team headed to Buddh International Circuit for the Audi e-tron GT launch. Despite the COVID guidelines and the masks on our faces, the excitement could be heard and felt in the air. And what we will do today is take our viewers for a walkthrough of both the e-tron GT and the RS e-tron GT, their quirks and their features. And we're going to close it off with a showcase of our experience on a racetrack with the Audi RS7 along with a first-person experience of driving the Audi e-tron 55. So sit back, relax and buckle up to join us for an amazing ride. Now the Audi e-tron GT is an interesting amalgamation of an electric supercar and a traditional sports car. The e-tron GT does not try to be a car from the future itself, but something of a traditional Audi, with the tech behind it making it ready for the future. And that is evident in everything about its design, whether we talk about its exterior or interior. The e-tron GT shares its platform with the Porsche Taycan. It looks beautiful, one of the best looking EVs we have ever seen. It is a 4-door sports sedan with a range of about 500 kilometers. The back has a light bar that extends across the entirety of it, which is becoming a common trend in most of the newer Audis. Now the front has these amazing looking headlights with the signature e-tron grille right in the middle of it, which is the only sign of this car being an EV, maintaining the theme that Audi wants to set with the design of this car. The same is evident when the driver gets inside the car, with most of the interior being covered in carbon fiber or a wooden finish and Napa leather bolstered seats. The controls all around consist of buttons and knobs, which is so far and away from something like a Tesla Model S. The steering wheel is enveloped in grippy Alcantara. There are paddles on each side of the steering wheel which dial in how much the region brakes kick in while the EV is being driven, and the infotainment system just consists of a single 10.1-inch screen and buttons for climate control underneath, following the car's driver-focused approach. The biggest difference in the interior from a traditional Audi is the gear selector, which, rather than being a lever, is a switch in the e-tron GT. But apart from that, it very much feels like the Audi really wanted to keep an enthusiast familiar with the car, even if everything about how it runs has changed. Moving on from the design, the e-tron GT features two electric motors, one on the front and one on the rear, to give it a combined horsepower of 538. The car sprints from 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds with a top speed of 245 km per hour. And the driver gets 500 km of range on a fully charged battery. As for the RS e-tron GT, it has a combined horsepower of 646 and speeds from 0 to 100 in a lightning quick 3.3 seconds with a top speed of 250 km per hour. Such figures would not be considered less than the major leagues in sports car circles. With regards to range, the e-tron GT offers 480 km of total range on a single charge. Both the models support 800 volt technology, which enables fast DC charging with an output of up to 270 kilowatts. The Audi e-tron GT has been launched for a price of 1,79,90,000 and the RS e-tron GT has been launched for a price of 2,04,99,000. Even though not being able to drive either of the cars was a huge bummer, we did get an experience on the track with the Audi RS7 under the guidance of experienced racers and drivers with all the required safety gear. We had our thrills, screeching and speeding through the curves and the straights of the racetrack. Followed by it, we were also allowed to experience an Audi EV by being able to drive the Audi e-tron 55 on a small course created by the Audi team. To put the experience into simple words, it very much feels like simply moving around in the air. No vibrations or engine sounds, just soundless electric motors moving you in the direction and pace you desire. The e-tron 55 handles like an absolute dream, and getting to a ridiculous speed is just as easy as pushing the accelerator all the way down, and instantly you've pushed ahead with your soul, finding it hard to hang on to your body. The event was much better than we could ever think, and the cars were even better than we could imagine. And in the end, we were impressed by the cars. We were even more impressed by our experience driving the Audi e-tron. And if that's what's to come, we are very excited to be able to experience the e-tron GT in the future.